All right. Hi.
Hi, Raven. Nice to meet you. I'm Mariana.
Nice to meet you too. How are you?
Great.
Good.
So, what was your reaction when you heard that they wanted to do a sequel?
I was excited. It kind of made sense to me. It kind of instantly clicked like, yeah, it kind of was left open-ended. We didn't really see directly what happened to Simone outside of what we saw, but we didn't really there was kind of no closure, kind of like that Michael Myers thing, kind of like that, like what actually happened. And I thought it would be cool. It's I love seeing us Black women in a psychological thriller. So us multiplying the franchise just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's so interesting about the movie, and I know it was in the second one and it was in the first one too, is that even though like they have these issues, Simone and Monica, it's mentioned a lot in the movie that like, oh, us Black people have to be stand together. It's very much lifting each other up. And this movie
Right.
has a mostly Black cast. What was that like to be able to work with it within our community?
Since my career has kind of been like very well rounded in that sense. And it's not my first time working with an all Black cast, and where a significant amount of the crew is Black, but I understand that a lot of people don't have that experience. But it's always good to co-collaborate with people who understand your culture and understand what we wouldn't say, what we would say. It's just refreshing. It's a refreshing environment, and it always feels like home. And um, you make you make a very conducive film that makes sense to everybody around you, and it's collaborative as it would be in any environment, but it's just it's beautiful to do it with people who look like you.
Yeah, I feel like there would be a sense of like a shorthand and also not having to explain things and
Yeah, not having to explain hair and what we need and this and that. It's like they know. They know.
yeah. So, what attracted you to the movie in the first place? And did you always think that maybe you and Amber look similar, or is it one of those things that when people said it, you're like, I don't see it at all?
So when me and Amber first met, which was at the Glee auditions, we didn't realize it because maybe I'm from DC, so I'm used to seeing women who look like me. But in California, it was just so rare and like, and so it didn't really mean, I thought I looked like the other girl too, a little bit, who I'm friends with too. Miriam Daniels. I was like, okay, we all were plus size, we all were brown girls. So it wasn't until Amber and I were on TV simultaneously and people were getting us mixed up, where I was like, oh, they think we look like, because initially I think she had her look and I had my look, but I kind of understood on TV, how the camera captures us both. It's like, oh, that did look like me a little bit, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's been really cool playing with people and playing that up a bit with Amber, because there's been times when people are like, are you on Glee? I'm like, yeah, you want to hear me sing? You'll know it's not me then.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
Speaking of singers, K Michelle plays your best friend. What
Yeah.
is it like to, because she's a bit of the comic relief, but also sometimes like the only person in the moment with like common sense of like, this chick is crazy.
Right.
What is it like to work with her and kind of build that bond over two movies so far?
I love Kimberly, Tennessee. Kay she's in a lot of ways just a unique personality like Bebe. So I don't think it's too far fetched from her, but she's very protective, very loving. I really vibe with her since day one. She was trying to act all, shy and poised, and I was like, "Girl, come on, come on, go on, go on." And we built a really beautiful relationship over time. So I love her.
Yes. Do you think it was a good idea for Monica to bring Bebe to Seattle with her and be coworkers?
Yes, yes, I do. I do. I feel like, Bebe is gonna be Bebe. She's gonna bring her drama. She's gonna bring all of that. But I feel like Monica's life wouldn't be as full without Bebe. So with Bebe being in Houston and Monica being in Seattle, I don't think Monica would um, be able to even realize that she needs to overcome some things without Bebe.
Yes. Bebe has a bucket list in the second movie. Do you have
Mhm.
anything on your bucket list? Do you have a bucket list?
I do have a bucket list, but it's eternal, and sometimes I don't even know it's internal. I'm sorry, and sometimes I don't even know what's on my bucket list until I see it, and I'm like, "Oh, that's on my bucket list." So it fluctuates, it changes. Right now, the closest thing that I think about mostly on my bucket list is probably Bali.
Ooh, that would
Yeah,
be
I really
nice.
want to go to Bali with my husband and hang out.
Ooh,
No kid
nice.
free,
Oh, I was about to
kid
say,
free,
are you bringing your kid or
kid free. She's been on enough vacations. She don't need to go to Bali just yet. She go to Bali on her own one day. No, I'm kidding. I'll take her back, but just me and the hubby. I really want to explore. We're pretty adventurous people, so we're open to pretty much everything. So I think that would be a fun trip for us. So Bali is definitely up there on the bucket list.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I believe this is your first sequel. What was it like to approach this character the second time around compared to the first time around?
Um. So I was kind of worried because I was like, oh, I gained weight, but I was like, but Monica is plus size, and that's what we kind of do when we are going through something. So maybe she's been eating. Maybe that's been one of her coping mechanisms. Like there's a scene in the movie where we're ordering pizza and she orders sushi instead, and she's like, "No, we need pizza." So I'm like, so to overcome that, I kind of use that um, to add to her character indirectly. Um, yeah, I just feel like she has gone through trauma. So I wanted it to be present but not overly dramatic. Obviously there's a nuance there when you're going through depression and PTSD. There's a whole nother layer to life, the nightmares, all of that. So I just wanted to just to be true to those emotions and feelings and mind disorders because it happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think Simone's problem is with Monica? Because I've seen both films back to back, and I'm like, I don't like what's the rage? Because well, what do you
Well,
think the reason is? And do you think if Monica if Simone came to Monica and told her all of this, that she would have embraced her as a sister?
yes, but I think that's the thing with mental health in this. It's like, you know, Simone is looking at it as she has my life. She is doing what I was supposed to be doing. If I had our father, if attention was paid to me,
Mm.
I would be the news anchor with the hot guys and the wardrobe and the home and the friend and the dad and the mom. You know what I mean? She's envious, but she also has a personality disorder. Something is wrong with her. So when all of those things kind of co-collide within your spirit and in your mind, it's like you lose it. You completely lose it, and she completely lost it. And she's also a killer. She's a murderer. That's what she does. I mean, and it's maybe not what she thought she'd be, or maybe it's not on purpose, but you've killed some people. So yeah, I think it's just it all boils down to her mental state, and she needed help a long time ago.
Yes. Do
Yeah,
you think if Simone had come to Monica and told her the situation that she would have embraced her as a sister or kind of pushed back a little bit?
a little bit of both. I think she would have embraced her with caution, and eased into a relationship with Simone, because it's a complicated situation, and at the end of the day, you don't know people until you know people. So I think she would have. I think she definitely would have embraced her, but with caution for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the second film, there's a lot of new characters. Who was kind of your favorite new character?
Kendall. My favorite new character is Kendall. I just thought she was very, even though she's not nice to Monica initially, I just thought she was very thorough. And the actress who played her is just so beautiful and intense and perfect for the role. So I would say Kendall is my favorite, and I like her in Bebe's exchange. I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So in this scene, there's actually fighting and combat scenes. How did you prepare for that, and what was that like to act out?
It's always pretty fun with Amber. We always make fun of each other, laugh, do all of that. We have the most amazing, thorough stunt doubles that we used in the first movie as well. I also made sure that they hired them for another movie where I needed stunt doubles because they're that awesome. Um, but yeah, they definitely helped us kind of choreograph things and make things look real. Um, the punches were full throttle. Of course, I have to miss her face, but
Yeah.
it's just always fun working those scenes out with Amber because we're both plus size and stuff. We'd be like, all right, I ain't getting on the floor. I can't do that. All right, like we ain't doing that. So it's always a fun exchange coming up with ways to um, make it look real without hurting our old women knees.
Guys are not old. Don't say that because then I'm in that category.
our old women knees. We're not old women, but our knees are older
Oh,
than us.
I totally
Yeah,
get
our
that.
knees our knees have aged. Weight will do that.
Yeah. Lifetime movies have such a huge fan base. Why do you think people are so into these movies?
I don't know. It's just something about a good Lifetime film on a Saturday, afternoon, and you don't turn the TV. It's like it's on a loop. And you're cleaning, you're cooking, and you're like just engaged into this wild, chaotic story of somebody getting kidnapped or single black female or whatever. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a cultural thing. It's an American thing. And I mean, obviously it's in other countries as well, but it's just something that we do here. And me and my sister have been watching Lifetime movies for since we can remember. So to be a part of that roster is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's very comforting in a weird sense. It's just like a
Yeah.
warm cup of cocoa with murder.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's tradition.
Were
Yeah.
you surprised about how well received yours was? Because it was the most popular Lifetime movie that wasn't a holiday movie when it came out a few years ago.
No, I knew it would be because the it's so unique. And um I knew that Amber and we have um people who root for us and that look at us uh for inspiration. And I knew that to see us both up there would be would bring out the people because we were both loved by our community. So I thought that would do well from the beginning. That's why I wanted to be a part of it, because I just knew it would be a great thing for people to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
We see that Simone is getting her revenge in the second one, even though I feel
Hmm.
like she got her revenge in the first.
Like I should be the one. Monica should be the one getting revenge, not Simone.
Do you think Monica will ever get her revenge? Do you want that from her? Because she keeps ruining her life coast to coast at this point.
You know, that's not who Monica is.
Mhm.
But if she ever were to be, you couldn't blame her, But that's not really who she is. She's just trying to get past things and live her life and make her dad proud and be a good woman, start a family, do her job. That's all she wants to do. And this girl has brought so much chaos and death and darkness in her life that she's just like shocked by it, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I yeah.
I like that it's even mentioned in the second movie that she very much forgives her father and doesn't blame him for all
Right.
the shenanigans. And I
Mhm.
like that even though she is going through PTSD, how she has at least healed that relationship and still views him as an important aspect of her life despite the mistakes that he has made.
Right, right. I think when a person is gone, it's easy to accept things for what they are, versus when they're here, you're fighting for an apology. You want them to admit, you want them to do all of those things, and there's no telling how that would have went. But because he's gone, I think it's easier to foster a different kind of relationship with him in the afterlife. And it's just like, you know what? You're gone. It is what it is. I forgive you. I'm gonna be fine. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
What advice for kind of the three main characters? First off, what advice would you give Bebe? You as Raven would give Bebe.
I don't think BB is the type that takes too much advice, but if I were to give her advice, it would be for her to continue to be a person who doesn't take advice and to continue to be BB, and just to do her because she
Yeah.
is the Wild Wild West. And
What advice would you give Simone?
to get some help. Turn yourself in, get some help. You need to be in a psych ward.
Yes. And what advice would you give Monica?
To look over her shoulder a little bit more, to be sure that she's safe, and to also get more help and really really dig deep on her psychological and where she's at mentally with everything that she's been through.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that these movies now are a franchise. Are you open to a three?
Always open to work with Amber and Kimberly, so we'll see.
Yes.
See,
And
we don't even know if all of us makes it. Who knows?
this is true.
Yeah.
What else is up on the roster for you? This is coming out in March. What else do you have coming this year?
Well, I just released a movie with Nicola Peltz that she starred in a wrote called Lola,
Mm.
that's out right now. Um, returning to some popular guest spots that I did, and just trying to write my own stuff, direct, and there's also been some cool shows coming across my desk. So we'll see.
Yes, it's so crazy to see your career because I remember you on Huge to
Right,
now.
right,
That every
right.
time I see you pop up on something, it's like unexpected, but I'm like, oh, but she's the perfect person for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that kind of how your mindset when you're looking at different scripts? Because it's never the exact same character, except when obviously it's a sequel.
No, I feel like if I like it, if I feel a yes, I just do it, and it always ends up being um a beautiful choice for my journey. And I feel like I'm just all one of those actors that are I always add nuance and something different to the screen. So I feel like that'll carry me through, and whatever's for me is for me.
That's an excellent mindset to have in life.
You'll
But thank you so much.
always work. You'll always see Raven Goodwin.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, booked and busy.
Booked and busy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I can't wait to talk to you
Or,
about these future projects and congrats on
yes.
this.
Thank you.
Awesome. You have a good one.
Nice meeting you. Bye.
Bye.